If you're a leader who wants to look, feel, and perform like an athlete, over the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you the exact process you need to set up your nutrition and your training to lose body fat, to build muscle, and to increase your performance. It's the same system that we have taught over 50,000 leaders just like you so that they can get results in their health and in their performance. So if you want results, check out this video. What would be possible for your life and your business if you became the best version of you?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're gonna talk about how you should be eating if you wanna look, feel, and perform like an athlete. I'm gonna break down exactly how I eat, exactly how the athletes that we coach, the high-level leaders, the business owners, so that you, again, can look, feel, and perform your best. It's gonna be super simple. Most people overcomplicate what nutrition needs to look like. I'm gonna tell you exactly what to eat, and then at the end, if you stay around, I'm gonna give you a free resource that will help make this process way easier for you so we can actually kind of coach you for free if you want. But let's dive into this. If you wanna look, feel, and perform like an athlete, it requires for you to fuel your body like an athlete. You can't perform at a high level if you're not fueling yourself properly. Your body is like a machine, it's an engine. And if you put terrible fuel in it, you're gonna get terrible results when it comes to how you feel and how you perform. And so I'm gonna break down the exact game plan that we use to coach thousands for them to be able to feel and perform well so that you can implement that for yourself. By the way, this is the same process that I use. I'm a business owner, I'm a coach, I travel nonstop, I run multiple businesses, I have family responsibilities too. This process is super easy to follow regardless of how busy you are, but will give you the fuel and energy that you need to feel and perform your best. And so let's break it down. I'm gonna get on this board here, and there's two things that you need to understand so that you can fuel your body properly. I'm gonna give you the basics of these two. Once you've gotten these two, you can take it a lot further, but if you have the foundations of these two things, you'll be 80% of the way. It's just like the Pareto principle. 20% of the work gets 80% of the results. This basics that I'm about to walk through, these two things, gets 80% of the way there for you to look your best, but also to feel and perform your best. From there, we can take it a lot deeper, and I'll talk about that in a second, but I need you to understand these two basics of things first. And it's one, it's calories, it's the fuel that you're placing within your body, and number two is protein. So we're gonna break these down. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to get your numbers for your specific body type and your specific goals, and then from there, we can talk about the further steps. But let's start with calories first. Calories get a bad name. In the world of nutrition right now, calories are looked at as a terrible thing. Like, I gotta cut my calories. I can't eat too many calories. But the reality is calories are not a bad thing. Calories by definition is the fuel source for your body. If you undereat calories, there's no way that you're gonna expect to feel good and perform good on a daily basis. This is my problem with most nutrition plans that people follow, is they undereat on calories and they wonder why they feel terrible. They can't stick to it. They don't have enough fuel. So if you undereat, you're not going to have the fuel balance that you need to perform at a high level. But second is if you overeat, you're gonna end up bogging yourself down. It's like when I was young, I had a lawn mowing business, and if you overfill the fuel tank of the lawnmower, it starts to spill over everywhere and the machine gets bogged down. Well, your body does the same thing. If you overeat, your body has to start processing and storing those extra nutrients, and it bogs you down. It can slow you down as well. You get groggy, you get sluggish. And so for us to look, feel, and perform our best, we need to find this balance of calorie intake, of fuel intake, of not too little where we don't have energy, but not too much to where we're bogging ourselves down and we're storing all that extra. And so I'm gonna help you find that exact range for your specific body and your goals. But all of these calculations, both for calories and protein, are gonna be built around your body weight. And so if you don't know your body weight, pause this video, go find a scale. Can't really help you without that, but we're gonna start with that. Is once you know your body weight, then we can make some quick back of napkin calculations. So let's start with calories, your fuel source. If you wanna know how to fuel your body, there's two specific numbers that we can use for calorie intake, and it depends on your goal. If your goal is to first lose body fat or to lose weight, I'm gonna give you one number, or if your goal is to gain some weight or gain some muscle, I'm gonna give you another number. I'm gonna give you two different ranges and you can kind of pick based off of your goal. So let's start with lose weight first, or lose body fat. If your goal is to lose body fat, you're gonna take your body weight, BW, times somewhere between 10 to 12. This is if you want to lose weight, lose body fat, somewhere between here. Let's say for me, like I'm a little over 200 pounds, close to 210, but let's say 200 for easy math. If I'm gonna use the aggressive number, that's 2,000 calories would be my target. So my body weight times 10 is 2,000 calories. I would recommend starting off using the higher end of this number and start with that 12. So for me, it would be 2,400 calories. And so 200 is my body weight times 10 to 12. I'm gonna pick the 12, that's 2,400. So easy, simple, back of napkin math. I need 2,400 calories a day to fuel my body, have good energy, but also put me in a trajectory to lose body weight or lose body fat. And if you don't know how to track that, there's tons of apps out there. We have an app that we use. You can also use MyFitnessPal. There's tons of other trackers. But the idea is you need to know how much fuel that's being put in your body. You can't expect to get there if you're just guessing. So pro tip, you gotta track. So number one is if I'm gonna lose body fat, somewhere between 10 to 12 times my body weight. Now, let's say you're like, Cole, I don't wanna lose weight, I need to gain weight. So what would I do then? Well, the numbers are just gonna change. If you wanna gain weight, then you would do your body weight times 15 to 17, somewhere in this range. Again, you get to pick, results may vary, so you kind of gotta test and verify like, oh, how do I feel? Did my body change on this? I have good energy, but I'm gonna give you kind of guesstimate ranges. So for example, again, using the number 200, if I'm using 15 as the target, that'd be 3,000 calories. It's a little higher obviously than these numbers, but this will start giving me enough fuel to not only feel and perform good, but also to gain a little bit of mass as well. If you're someone that wants to gain muscle, weigh a little bit more, fill out a little more, this would be a great place to start. Same thing with this one. I would always recommend starting at the less extreme version. And so for your losing body weight, I would recommend starting with 12 times your body weight. If you're wanting to gain mass or gain muscle, I would recommend starting with the smaller number first. It's less extreme. So start with that 3,000 for me. And then once you see how your body responds, then you can stretch it out a little bit. The last one though, so maybe you're saying like, well, cool, I don't really want to change my weight very much, but I still want to look and feel and perform good. But maybe I also want to like gain muscle and lose fat. I'm not really in a hurry to change a lot, but I don't really want to gain or lose a lot. I would recommend somewhere between 12 and 15. And so if you're wanting to stay the same, you just put somewhere between 13 and 14, and that would be your target there. And so at the top, this would be weight loss. This one would be weight gain. This one would be what we call recomp or recomposition, where I'm gonna lose a little bit of fat, I'm gonna gain a little bit of muscle, but my weight should stay the same. Now this is gonna get you really feeling and performing good first, and your body changes will happen a little slower because your body is more efficient focusing on one of these at a time. But again, if you're not wanting to gain a lot of weight, not wanting to lose a lot of weight, you just wanna maybe lose a little fat and gain a little muscle, but you're more focused on feeling and performing good, this is the range that I would choose for you. So again, taking your body weight times somewhere in here, 13 or 14, like 13, that would put me at 2,600, 14, 2,800. Somewhere in that range is gonna get you really feeling good. And so now you have your calorie intake number. That's the first foundation. That's how much fuel that you need. You pick one of these goals, weight loss, weight gain, recomp, and select your number and start tracking. That is your fuel source. That will determine how you're feeling, how you're performing. Now, once you've gotten consistent with that, you can start to see, well, how did my body change? Let's say you started with 12 as a starting place. So for me, 200 times 12 is 2,400 calories. Let's say you started there and you maybe only lost a half pound over a couple weeks, which this should put you in the range of 1 to 2 pounds a week. Anything more than that, I wouldn't recommend. Let's say you lost a half pound and it's been 2 weeks. Well, maybe you need to be a little more aggressive, and so you can bump that number down. Or on the other side, let's say you started with 15 and you're wanting to gain a little weight and you only gained a half pound and it's been 2 or 3 weeks, like, well, maybe you give yourself a little more calories and you start to bump that up. But that's how I would approach it if I were you, is I would start with the less extreme, see how your body responds, see how you feel, and slowly begin to bump those up. And again, you're wanting to test and verify because these are just estimates. If you want us to just calculate it for you and tell you exactly what to do, again, wait till the end. There's a free resource that I'm just gonna set all this up for you if you'd like. But this is the starting place. It's first, for me to look, feel, and perform my best, I need to know how much fuel is going in my body. Now the second thing, after your calories, your fuel source is your protein, is I need to know how much protein am I putting inside my body. We can talk about carbs, we can talk about fats, those are important too, but this is the most important macronutrient. My friends in the health community always say that calories are king, protein is queen. These are the most two important things when it comes to nutrition so that I can look, feel, and perform my best. If I don't have protein, there's a lot of problems. If you gain weight or lose weight without enough protein, you'll actually lose a lot of muscle mass. So you could actually, like I've seen people that have lost a really good amount of weight and seen a lot of progress, but then they end up being skinny fat because they didn't have enough protein to maintain their muscle mass. So if you want to maintain muscle mass while you're gaining or losing weight, you have to have enough protein. But protein also is very filling. It makes your body feel full. It actually decreases the production of what's called ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone that signals to your brain that you need more food. That's one. Second is it balances your insulin levels, so it makes you have more sustained energy, less cravings. It's super key for you to stay on track with your nutrition because you're getting rid of those cravings and those energy spikes. And then lastly, is it's the most thermogenic of foods. And so your body actually has to burn calories, specifically if you're wanting to lose weight, your body has to burn more calories to process the protein than it would anything else. And so it's actually a cheat code for you to feel fuller, get less cravings, burn more calories, is to get your protein in. And so once you determine your calorie intake, which you're gonna select one of these three, then you're gonna determine your protein intake and you're gonna start tracking that as well. This one's super simple. There's lots of different recommendations. I'm just gonna give you what I prefer and what we found with our clients that gets the best kind of starting results, easy to track, good numbers. Some people are more aggressive and they'll say like it's 1.25 times your body weight. Some people will say it's 0.75 times your body weight. Some people will compare it to lean mass. For me, easiest way to do this is my body weight times 0.9. My body weight times 0.9. I'll put that in parentheses so that's clear. If you do 1, that's fine. If you do 0.8, that's fine. Like this to me tends to be the best spot. Now, the bigger you get and the smaller you are, these kind of stretch a little bit. Again, that's why it's important to test and verify, but this has been the best for me to make sure that I'm in a good spot to feel good, to perform good, to feel full, to make sure I maintain muscle mass when I'm losing body fat. And so for me, I'm gonna take my 200 pounds. Again, I'm closer to 210, but there's an easy back of napkin math. I'm gonna take 200 times 0.9, that's 180 grams of protein. Easy, simple. If you're 300 pounds, you obviously expand that. If you're 100 pounds, you obviously decrease that. But I now have a target number for my body weight times 0.9 gets me the protein target, regardless of my goal. If I'm trying to lose weight, gain weight, recomp, doesn't matter, keep it simple, 0.9 times your body weight. And so these are the two numbers you need to start tracking. Is one is my fuel source, make sure I have enough energy, make sure I'm getting my body what it needs. And then second is my protein intake, because that balances my insulin levels, which gives me energy, reduces cravings, makes me feel less hungry, and my body has to burn more calories to do this, and so it helps me stay leaner. Even when I'm trying to gain mass, this is a really valuable tool because it keeps the body fat burnt off. And so here's your two things to look, feel, and perform your best. The basic foundational, like the Pareto principle, 20% of the work, 80% of the results. This is the key, these two things. If you will fuel your body properly and get enough protein, and you start tracking this on a consistently basis, I'm not talking like 1 to 2 weeks, I'm talking about get this like 60 to 90 days, and you stay consistent with this, you'll get incredible results. Now let's talk about what to do after you've mastered these basics. You're like, cool, what about carbs? What about fats? Like, what else do I need? I'm a firm believer that unless you've had DNA testing done and you understand exactly what your body needs and how it processes food, you don't need to worry about that. Like, I would track these. You get a calorie intake. So let's say I'm gonna go 200 times 10 is 2,000 calories, and I'm gonna eat 100 grams of protein. From there, just fill in the rest with carbs and fats, whatever just comes natural. Like, focus on the calories and protein, let the carbs and fat fall where they may, but if you want to take it further, that's where DNA testing comes. And if you want to learn more about that, we've got links to what our coaching does and all the testing we do, and we can get DNA testing, hormones, gut health, food sensitivity. We can take this way further and even determine what types of food your body needs, more or less of, what you can't process well. We can do a lot more of that, but we just need testing. But for the general population, without testing, all you need is this, protein, calories. If you want to take it further, that's where the DNA testing and that stuff would come into play. Now, if you're hearing this and you're like, Cole, this is great. I understand it. I know I need to track. I need to get 200 grams of protein or 180 and my number of calories, but how do I do that? Like, what foods do I need to eat? What do I need to, like, my meals to look like? Is it breakfast, lunch, dinner? Is it 5 meals? Let me just make this easy for you. And so instead of going in depth and explaining how to create your meals and how to do that, I've actually put together a resource that not only will help you calculate this stuff, but also has template meal plans. It's got some trackers that you can use. It's also got a bunch of other bonus resources that will do this for you. And even if you want, we could jump on a phone and we could walk you through it, set it up for you, and coach you for free. I don't want you to have to worry about creating your own meal plans, and so let us just put it together for you. If you go to the link in the notes below and in the caption and comments, you can click, and it's a free ebook. You can click it and download it. Our team will also be there if you want to get on a call and set it up for you, or it explains how you set this up for yourself. But this will calculate your numbers for you. It'll give you a meal plan template. It'll give you the meals to follow. It shows you how to track it, where to track it. So basically it takes all this stuff and pushes it further. My goal for you is that you know exactly, after this video, know exactly what to do with your nutrition to look, feel, and perform your best. But if all you got out of this was calculate my calories, calculate my protein, and start tracking, that is a win. If you want to take it further, obviously go to the link below. We can help you with that, but this is the win. If you want to look, feel, and perform like an athlete, like the thousands that we have coached, this is your path. Understand your calories, your fuel source, understand your protein to make sure that you're controlling your energy levels, your insulin spikes, your hunger. This will get you the physique you want. This is the starting place. I hope you can implement it. Just a reminder, the difference between transformation and information is application. If you don't do anything with this information, it's going to be a good idea in your head, but you're going to get no results. And so my challenge for you is take some action. Take some action. Calculate these numbers, commit to a plan. If you want us to help, we can, but that application of this information is where transformation begins. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.